the one that everybody likes to talk about, and the one that made a little bit of headlines coming into this preseason game is Aaron Rodgers. Is he about to play in the preseason? I mean, I didn't have that on my bingo card. So whenever I heard that there was even a thought of him playing in the preseason, I thought I was being hacked.
I appreciate that one. That was good. That one was good.
Thank you.
It's the craziest. You want to talk about the crazy difference between Mike Tomlin and Mike McCarthy? How about the craziness that is Aaron Rodgers potentially playing in a preseason game? Like, what are you doing? It doesn't. Is it going to happen? Probably. It probably is going to happen. Like, the Steelers are most likely going to roll Aaron Rodgers out there against Green Bay and have him run the first series so that Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers organization could get this big last hurrah. You know, we all see it happening. It is the worst idea the Pittsburgh Steelers have. Single-handedly. In what world does a 42-year-old quarterback need to play in a preseason game? In what world does the smartest football player I've ever met in my entire life, I'm sure a lot of other people would agree that it's the smartest football player they've ever met in their life, have to accommodate himself to an offense that he ran for a decade? It doesn't make any sense. You can't make it make sense. If Mike McCarthy walks out next week and says, or whenever before this game, and says, Aaron's going to play because we want that magical moment, you know what? Okay, I don't agree with it, but I got it. If you walk out there and say anything else, you know, it's about gaining a connection with your guys. It's about accommodating yourself to the playbook, whatever it is. That doesn't make any sense. He's 42 years old. He's had a year with a lot of these guys already. He spent a decade in this offense. He told Brian McFadden yesterday or 2 days ago or something like that, that the reason he came back is because he didn't want to relearn an offense and that he knows this offense. So you don't need it. Will it happen? Yes. Is it a bad idea? Yes, it's all around a bad idea.
Well, let's leave that quarterback conversation in the dust and kind of look a little bit forward to the rest of the quarterbacks at camp, because I know personally that no one loves following a quarterback camp out more than you. That notepad, I'm sure, has a lot of dash marks. It has crazy completion percentages. It has touchdown totals. I'm sure it has a lot in there. So what has been your read of the quarterbacks not named Aaron Rodgers in Latrobe?
I don't think everybody listening to this podcast understands how much time we've spent together over the years.
Probably not.
because they're good, man. It's spot on. I miss this truly. My impersonation of this quarterback battle is so different from everybody else's. It feels like the hype right now is around Drew Aller and that he's like the guy. He's very exciting to watch. He's not QB2 obviously, but he looks better than Will Howard, and Will Howard doesn't look that great, and therefore Mason Rudolph's QB2. Like, yeah, Mason Rudolph is QB2 right now. There's no denying that. And Drew Aller has had some very impressive moments, definitely. He's zipping that ball in there. He has the crazy arm strength. He's making good throws. His footwork is still ridiculous. It's atrocious at times. And Mike McCarthy was very honest about that early in this process, about, like, there are a lot of things you got to fix in the quarterback school with Will and Drew, and footwork is the biggest one. So you didn't expect it to, or expect him to be good in that area. At the same time, when he showed up for rookie minicamp, I'm not exaggerating, and I think personally he probably feels the same way. I've never seen a quarterback play worse football than Drew Aller in rookie minicamp, because they broke him down. They just said, hey, we're gonna rip you apart. I called it the Frankenstein quarterback. They were just rebuilding him, and you saw it. You saw how much he was struggling. You saw how much he was thinking through everything. All of that's gone. Now he's got to work on the footwork. But the crazy arm was never what Drew Aller's weakness was. The weakness was always what he does in games and the decision that he's making. Will Howard, on the other hand, was always the guy that was cool, calm, and collected, but he didn't have a great arm. That was always his fault. And I think Will Howard is put on a pretty good show of throwing decent footballs. He's attacking the middle of the field. He's putting the ball into tight windows. Yeah, he's throwing an interception or two. So is Aaron Rodgers. So to me, like, that's not what I'm judging here. I'm judging about how you're looking and how you're processing and the risks that you're taking. And I think Will Howard all around has done a pretty good job there. Mason looks exactly like Mason's looked for the last 10 years. So
Yeah.
I truly don't think I think it's still Will versus Will. Like, can he win the battle? I don't know if he's going to, but I have been more impressed with them than I think most people have. And if it means anything, like, there have been twice this camp where, Mason fumbled a snap and then Mason threw an interception. And both times immediately afterwards, Will Howard goes in to replace Mason Rudolph. Nobody else gets changed, just the quarterbacks. Just as if somebody was to false start, or drop a bad pass or whatever, and you get subbed out immediately. It happened with Mason. So I think he's walking the line a little bit more than we think, but he's still very clearly QB2 on this roster.